Hello and welcome back to EPIC36's Starcraft 2 stream. I'm Bollard and I'm joined by Dane. Hello, Dane.
Hello.
It's good to see you again. Good to be back on the stream. I've only
Yeah.
done one game today.
Yeah, we're the casters, and we haven't actually casted all that much, and we haven't casted together very
Not
much at all. So
at all.
I
Once.
think
I think we
maybe the first day one match.
yeah, we did one game. We did one game at some point, but we've got something really exciting now. We're switching up gears. We're no longer looking at Code S. We're going to be looking at Code A. What do we know about Code A so far? Shall I bring up the bracket?
Yeah, let's have a look at the bracket.
We can't put it on stream, unfortunately, but I can share
We can
the
talk it through.
details. So, this is the lower bracket. We're looking at the upper bracket of Code A. So Code A is the tournament that the bottom 4 players from each of our 2 groups have gone into, and it's another double elimination bracket. And we're looking at the upper final here, which is going to be between Aicy and Jeddrix.
It's been a storied, Code A. We haven't really seen a lot of the games on stream, but obviously the upset train I think has continued on, as we see that Jeddrix has 2-0'd EXO, which I don't think we would have expected.
No.
EXO, like a pretty strong player, pretty strong Protoss player. So Jeddrix is a very strong Zerg as well, but I think if I were to have guessed, I probably would have favored EXO there. And then Fizzy 2-0 Marsbar, I think that was probably expected. Wiseman 2-1 over Volticus is another upset. Again, I'm not quite sure what level Wiseman is at, but I know Volticus is in pretty good form now. I've seen him at around 4-6. He's higher MMR than some of the people in Code S. And Wiseman took him down. It was a close series, but managed it. And then, yeah, Aicy's managed to pretty much walk his way through the bracket. I mean, Aicy's...
That's kind of what we'd expect,
Yeah,
right?
well, Aicy, yeah, that was...
the highest seeded player from the original group stage that is in Code A.
And I honestly am surprised that once again Aicy finds himself in the lower bracket in Code A at all.
I mean, he's got some experience, right? He is the defending Code A champion.
Yeah, and I'm fairly certain Aicy has won an Epic LAN proper before.
That rings a bell.
Like
I'd have
in
to go
the
to
past,
Wikipedia.
he's actually won. So like ages ago. So for him to know, so now he's sort of the king of Code A for now. I mean, I think he probably would have wanted to be in Code S.
He wanted to be in
but
Code
it was
S,
a little bit frustrating. A few upsets here and there, and that's all it takes. But I mean, it doesn't. This is the thing about Code A is that you think, oh, okay, it's like the lower bracket. It's not as competitive. But actually, you do end up getting some quite competitive games in the lower bracket.
Yeah, I mean, Group B was a wild one. AC was the 6th seed, but only came 5th in that group. So, he was really expected to come through 3rd in that group.
Yeah, it was sort of like Frugs with an upset and then Fizzy with an upset, but AC down. So be a little frustrated with the power of Protoss there, but...
Right. I'm going to try and get hold of our 2 players. If you give me just a moment, and we'll figure out what their vetoes have been. Why can I not see AC?
So this match will be a ZVZ. We'll have AC versus Jeddrix. AC definitely going to be the favorite on this one. Jeddrix, though, has been an upset machine so far this tournament. I know that ZVZ is one of those matchups that can sort of go either way. It's definitely, if you have a build that's particularly surprising, you might end up with a win that you didn't think you'd have. And I don't know how confident Jeddrix is in his ZVZ, but I think if you are going to upset someone, you want them to sort of be the same race as you a lot of the time, unless you're a Terran. So yeah, really interested to see what AC and Jeddrix bring to the table.
I'm worried that AC isn't in the game. Might make it difficult for us to start.
Yeah, so far it's just you and Jeddrix, so that would be quite the match,
Let's
I think.
See if I mean, we can see. I can play. I think Jeddrix will slap me.
I think you never know with the Proxy 4 gate or the Baller DT build.
Oh yeah, okay, hold on. I have a stupid setting on my account on Discord, so I am unable to message people. What's the best way I can get a hold of him here? He's not in that Discord server. We're going to find a Discord server with AC in, and we're going to get him into this game. The first map will be Hardwire. And you know what? I'm just going to get Jeddrix to get him. Yeah. We'll sort this out. Ah, there he is. He is actually there. It was just hiding from me. It's not in either of these 2 lists. Can I do it from this menu?
Should be able to.
That was not the right menu. It's this menu that I want. Vote to game. There we go. We'll get AC in, and then we'll get this match underway. This is going to be a best of 5. So yeah, the upper finals, the lower consolidation match, and the grand final of Code A are all best of 5s. Grand finals, of course, of Code S will be a best of 7, and that'll be coming to you later tonight, hopefully around 9 o'clock. And Aicy's in the game. Fantastic. Sort those out. Make sure both the players are ready, and we'll jump on into this first game.
All right.
Players been waiting quite a while. That previous series was, well, it was a hell of an epic one. We saw Figaro continuing his absolute tear through this tournament, really making a strong case, taking down both Seca brothers. I mean, at this point, you have to expect him to make the grand final, right?
Yeah, at this point, I think it's all but guaranteed that Figaro will be someone in the grand final. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's going to be Zane or Raza challenging him at this point. Normally, we would have thought Raza would be the favorite to make it into the grand finals, but he didn't play his best yesterday, and I think Zane made a very, very close series with the new hero style PVZ. He's showing that he has pretty good mastery of that and push him to his limit, but that's not important right now. We're going to jump into a ZVZ now at best of 5 between Aicy and Jeddrix.
Absolutely. And I'm just going to make sure we can see the wonderful chat.
Shout out to chat. You guys
Shout out to chat for being
you guys are beautiful.
a fan of Protoss. No Protoss in this game, though. Just Zerg. When we load on in, will you do the honors of doing the player introductions for us?
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
Here we are on Hardwire. Game froze when I tapped in, but Dane, take it away.
In the bottom left-hand corner of Hardwire LE, he is Jeddrix. And his opponent, so far undefeated in the Code A bracket, he is Aicy.
Yeah, both these players running well, not undefeated, but in
the Code A sense.
Yeah.
They're just an absolute tear through the Code A bracket.
Only one map dropped from Jeddrix so far. No maps dropped by Aicy, as you just alluded to.
And he is a returning Code A champion. He actually won the last Code A, as far as I'm aware, and so he's no stranger to the podium. And I think last time he won some fabulous prizes. So we'll have to see if he is able to repeat that performance.
Looks like the Overlords do not bump heads on Hardwire. They're gonna fly silently past each other in the night as they both go to their opponent's bases. Expo first, down for Jeddrix. Spawning pool first for Aicy.
Yeah, so Aicy going for a very, an aggressive pool. I won't say a very aggressive pool because he's not getting gas with it, so he's just going to try and cancel that natural expansion of Jeddrix, force him to do a bit of micro. I think the logic from this makes sense from Aicy. He knows that he's probably mechanically superior to Jeddrix. He's going to be able to make the most out of micro, and so as long as he can create chaos, as long as he can force Jeddrix into an uncomfortable situation, he can probably count on Jeddrix not having the exact optimal response to those sorts of things. So I like this start from Aicy. He's going to take the tempo straight away.
Here we see the Lings going across the map. Will the Overlord be there in time to spot them? Yes, it will. And now he knows those 6 Lings are on the way to his base. We'll have to see how Jeddrix reacts. His spawning pool's not quite yet done, so he's going to have to be careful.
Yeah, he's not going to have Lings for a good while, so he's going to have to pull probes, I should say drones, in order to actually defend this. And there are more Lings being created on the way for Aicy, so he's actually got quite a train of Zerglings going all towards Jeddrix. He didn't just make 6 or 7. He's making them. He's just making a massive swarm of them.
That's
Jeddrix
is pulling
almost all of his drones. He's only leaving 4 on the minerals in the main, so he is going to have the power to actually fight against this. This might turn out to be the right call, actually, because there's so many Zerglings here. Jeddrix just delaying as long as possible, but he needs to make Lings of his own. But so far, there are 7, 8 in production for Jeddrix, and now he's going to start to stabilize, and I think he might be able to just about chase Aicy off here. So far, the reaction from Jeddrix is looking pretty solid. But he doesn't want to fight here. He doesn't want to fight these. He's just starting. He's only got 1 drone with him. He cannot lose these. Looks like Aicy's trying to edge that out. Nice little control from Aicy there. Nearly swarming the Lings of Jeddrix, but looks like Jeddrix will stabilize for now.
Yeah, the Queen coming out really shut that attack down. I thought it was a bit of an overcommittal from Jeddrix at first, pulling that many drones, but, you know, as you said, with the extra Lings coming across the map, it turned out to be the right choice.
And now it looks like it's actually going to stabilize between both of these players. Jeddrix is looking to have a nice little lead here, though. Although he is going to lose this Overlord at the front of Aicy's base, a little bit of a miss rally there, unfortunately. But Aicy does have queens of his own. He's got his own natural. And actually, Aicy has managed to equalize things quite a lot. So he's actually on the same number of workers, and he's just got a couple more Lings. So looks like this is kind of what Aicy sort of, expects to happen. He doesn't need to kill that natural in order to be even. He's going to pop down his Roach Warren straight away, look to get aggressive in the mid game, completely skipping that sort of Ling Bane phase of the game. Just going to go straight into Roach Warren. So I wonder if this is sort of the plan for Aicy. Like, he doesn't really want to do the Ling Bane Wars, so he does aggressive 12 pool and then goes straight into Roaches.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, can't remember what I was going to say with that.
Just the beauty of ZVZ leaves you speechless.
It does sometimes. It really does.
They call, what is it? Is it football they call a beautiful game?
No, it's Starcraft.
Starcraft. For specifically ZVZ.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what's interesting is like neither player has Ling speed yet, as far as I can tell. Wait, does Jeddrix have Ling speed?
The Roach one got cancelled, right?
No, he's still built. Oh no, he's building Evo now. Okay.
Yeah, he cancelled it and built an Evo in the same place.
How am I supposed to make sense of a matchup that I don't understand when the players keep canceling buildings? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Make it easy for me, guy.
So we have a lair over here. That definitely did finish, and now Aicy started his own lair. Decided that the Roaches was a terrible idea.
And Aicy's going for the third base. We saw this with his ZVZs a little earlier in the tournament. He likes to go for the more economic play, whereas Jeddrix deciding to stay on 2 bases and potentially go for some Roach pressure. So both of them are going for some upgrades, some Evo chambers with Roaches, except it looks like Aicy is just, he canceled his Roach Warren, so I'm not really sure what the plan is.
Jeddrix didn't see the Roach Warren. I was wondering if it was a thing where like Aicy thinks Jeddrix saw the Roach Warren, then cancelled it, switched tech, and now Jeddrix has gone for a reactory Roach Warren, but he never saw it, so it wasn't that.
This is the thing that I don't understand though, because why would, like, you know, seeing a Roach Warren in ZVZ, it's not like it's a, you know, it's not exactly a game changer.
No, these 3 Lings are, well, they're gonna die.
Yeah, with the Ling speed from Aicy, he's going to be able to have map control for the time being. And Jeddrix is taking a third base of his own now. Both players making lots and lots of Roaches. So even though the Roach Horn was cancelled, it was rebuilt by Aicy. So ultimately, they're both going to agree to a gentleman's duel. They'll both draw their pistols made of Roaches and see if they can hit a couple of shots in their face.
Yeah, the third is going to be a little bit hard to hold here, but once the Roaches get there, they should clean that up. The upgrade, of course, for the Roaches, a little bit further ahead for Jeddrix in this instance. It's bold.
Yeah, so it's kind of a weird opener, again, because once again, Aicy has started with an aggressive opener. He seems to be like a little bit behind from the opener, but then he manages to just drone, and end up being ahead in the mid-game. And I think Aicy really likes these situations where there's lots of chaos, and we see that him paying off for that, because having that little hit squad of Lings has managed that he catches that queen up, and now Jeddrix looking to be aggressive with that upgrade advantage on the third of Aicy, but I don't think it's going to pay off for him with the wrap around from the Lings. This is going to be a complete swat away from Aicy.
Yeah, that was not how he intended that to go. He did not expect to run into a bunch of Ravagers, then get surrounded by Lings, and then lose all of his Roaches for pretty much nothing.
Yeah, and unfortunately, because Jeddrix doesn't really have anything to buffer for himself, he is just going to lose all of these Roaches as the Lings wrap around, catch them, and you cannot be losing. Every single Roach is sacred, as they say.
Yeah, it's going to put him at a huge disadvantage once these Ravagers get across the map. This push is actually looking pretty dangerous for Aicy. I'm a bit worried for Jeddrix whether he's going to be able to hold this and establish his third at the same time.
Although Jeddrix with a kind of a nice surround here is going to manage to get a good trade against the Roaches of Aicy, maybe getting a little bit overextended there. The Bile's not connecting, and Jeddrix manages to push Aicy away for the time being.
You know what I think was really nice there was Jeddrix target firing. He was target firing down Ravagers one by one and just one-shotting each one. It was really clean.
Yeah, good micro from Jeddrix, and he was losing quite a lot with that overextension, but it looks like he's going to go tit for tat.
Yeah, give the man some credit. He's held, and he's more or less established his base. There's a handful of cheeky Roaches in the mineral line at the moment that need to be dealt with, but the Queen seems to be on top of it for now.
Now, Aicy has had a drone lead for quite a while in this game. He's consistently been at least 6 workers ahead, although Jeddrix is droning up now to put himself back into it. It seems like Aicy has been having the lead for long enough that it's starting to pay off. He's got a 10 supply lead after all is said and done. Both players with their +2 on the way, although Aicy's is significantly advanced.
Jeddrix nearly took an engagement with a terrible concave, but luckily he backed off and has split his Roaches into these 2 balls.
And this is where it becomes so crucial to just not overextend, not overstay your welcome.
No!
And
Overlords are getting popped left and right for Jeddrix. He's going to get supply blocked if this one does go down.
Looks like he's got to figure out the patrol path on these, and doesn't quite get it, but does in the end. So it's going to be a nice little whack-a-mole from Aicy, popping those. And that's actually going to supply block Jeddrix, which is going to be really frustrating when you're in this razor-thin margin. But a flank from Jeddrix comes in from the back, actually with a nice little surround. It's going to give Jeddrix a good position. Jeddrix, actually with his +1 Carapace finishing, is going to give him a slight upgrade advantage, but I think Aicy just has way too many Roaches and is going to be able to push him back into his corner.
Yeah, it was a nice little angle he got there.
Jeddrix doing everything he can to hold on and move command into the Roaches of Aicy, but I think Aicy just has actually too many, and along with the Biles they're connecting, it's going to be okay, but Jeddrix again going right back. momentarily pushes him back. I'm not sure if Aicy really is scared here or if he just wants to consolidate his forces.
The Biles are doing so much for him in these engagements. Jeddrix isn't really trying to dodge them. I mean, obviously it's difficult to get your roaches within range at the same time as trying to micro around Biles, but I think they're what's turning the fights in Aicy's favor generally, but the close reinforcements, because of Defender's advantage, is really helping Jeddrix stay alive.
Yeah, and Jeddrix is always going to be an upgrade ahead in this game for a little while. There's a small little window of time right now where he has +2 against 1-1, which should be reasonable for him, but it looks like he is going to take that trade. He's going to force his way into the third of Jeddrix. Jeddrix cannot afford to lose this space. There's so much Zerg all over the screen, but it looks like Aicy is going to be able to zone out the roaches from Jeddrix while taking out the third. The third goes down, and now Jeddrix fighting for his life here, trying to move command, trying to get a nice concave, but there's so many roaches from Aicy. I don't know if Jeddrix can hold on here.
It seems like a long slog, but it looks like Aicy has managed to punch through and take game 1 in the series.
Whew. Got pretty intense at the end there, I gotta tell you. There's a lot of roaches, a lot of Biles.
Yeah.
a lot of ins and outs of this one.
We thought there were going to be roaches, then we thought there might not be roaches, and then there were roaches again.
The roach Warren cancel may have been just an accident, so I don't want to read into that too much, but I was a little confused. Let's have
a little look, see what the next map is going to be. It looks like Berlingrad is map 2. I'll get that lobby set up right now. In the meantime, what do you think Jeddrix could do differently from game 1 to game 2, or do you think it was just a...
So Frogs kind of gave us the blueprint for how to take Aicy down in ZVZ as an underdog. And so the way to do it is to use cheesy builds and not actually macro against him. I think Aicy in a macro game where he's allowed to play the game that he wants, we'll see his true power come out there as a very, very dominant and creative macro player. But if you just cheese him out, if you manage to eke him out in the early game, then you can probably, have a little bit of upset potential there. So what I want to see from Jeddrix is maybe not the exact same thing Frogs did, but I would love to see like a 12 pool with speed, or a pool first with speed, or just something that's like really hyper aggressive that he feels comfortable with to give himself the advantage. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Zerg. I'm just basing it on what I saw from Frogs.
In a best of 5, because this is a best of 5, it's not a best of 3, what's the right time to bust out a cheese?
I mean, you're asking someone who almost never cheeses, so I would say, as far as I can tell...
If you were playing against someone, right, who was going to cheese you,
yeah,
when would
I
you least
expect
want to see it? Or when would you be expecting it?
Well, that's the thing, is it's always good when you're not expecting it, so
exactly,
there is no rule. I think it's a cycle.
Let's get the scores updated. We have a 1-0 lead for... Oh, no, a 1-0 lead for Aicy. So starting up here in the top left-hand corner, it's our blue Zerg. It is Jeddrix. And in the bottom right-hand corner, the yellow Zerg, 1-0 up in this series and looking to maybe go for a 3-0 sweep. It's Aicy. Grand.
Aicy, also known as Cookie Monster. Little known fact.
It's true.
No early pool from either of these players. Looks like they're just going to establish a pattern of... Oh, I eat my words. Literally, can you just not make me a liar one time, Aicy? I say he's going for the Roach Warren, he cancels the Roach Warren. I say he's not going to go for an early pool. He pops down the early pool. Both of these players going down for the pool first. I believe... Okay, here's my understanding, all right? I'm going to go big brain, ZVZ, knowledge,
yep.
Okay?
Show me your
I
expertise.
think this is a defensive pool first.
For who?
For both of them.
Really?
They're both expecting an early pool. And so they're both going for a pool before hatchery, because they didn't go for a 12 pool. They went for like a 16 pool.
I think this is similar timing to what Aicy did last game, so maybe this is just how he prefers to open.
No, I'm pretty sure the pool was
it
way
more
earlier. I think it was a 12 pool. Yeah.
Oh, I missed
so both of them were pool first, but this is just a slightly less economic version of hatch first. It's just going to allow you to punish the 12 pool if it happens, because if they do any kind of early pool shenanigans, you'll have Lings out just slightly after them, plus you'll have more eco. So it's like really, really nice, I think. But overall, I think they're both just in a defensive stance. So they are both going to make 6 Lings straight away and do a little bit of pressure. Yep. But I don't think they're going to get much done.
Absolutely. We'll see these Lings go across the map. Jeddrix Lings obviously just slightly behind due to the slower pool.
There is a difference here, and I think that Aicy has opted to go for the slightly later gas compared to his opponent. So Jeddrix has already been mining gas, so that means he's going to be able to start his speed slightly sooner. Jeddrix could be starting his speed right now. Could be starting his speed right now. Thank
there
you.
It goes.
And so he's going to have a little window where he has link speed, and Aicy doesn't. Aicy is just starting to mine his gas now, so it'll be slightly later. But I think they'll just be like, probably a 20-second window or so where Jeddrix has link speed. So we'll see if he decides to capitalize on that. He won't know about it though. Is the trouble.
I mean, it helped Aicy last game having that link speed slightly earlier, get a bit of map control. Take down your opponent's lings that are on the map, make sure they can't see what's going on outside of their own territory.
Yeah, so Aicy's just going to decide to keep his lings at home here, knowing that he's not going for the super fast ling speed. He just needs to be defensive with them and stabilize, making lots and lots of drones. So both players, basically mirrors of each other at this point, right? So it's almost like watching a PvP. They both have the same amount of workers, same amount of army, slightly faster ling speed from Jeddrix, but all in all, I think they're both going to be looking to take a third at some point soon.
A tech choice has been made.
The old Baneling Nest. This, I think you need this to survive into the mid game, assuming that you're not going to do a full wall off from the roaches. So Jeddrix is going to go for Banes in third, looking as standard can be. Aicy looking to be a little bit more defensive for the time being, but he's going to drop a Baneling Nest of his own.
Yep, you see it going down in pretty much the same place, right? More of a wall-in type, this one. Oh, one ling gets in, tries to scout. It does see the Baneling Nest, so he's got that information.
And he also sees, he should also see that Aicy doesn't have ling speed. So if he had like a bunch of lings right now, he could have just run in and actually done a lot of damage. But the Banelings are going to morph for Jeddrix. It looks like he is going to just be aggressive here, but there's a full wall from
Aicy is ready for this. He's not messing around.
This is going to be hard to watch, I think. There's just so many Banelings that are going on the way to this wall, but the wall's just finishing. And I think Jeddrix is just going to realize there's no opportunity right now.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Aicy's bunkering down on 2 bases. There's absolutely no reason for Jeddrix to be aggressive here.
No, he knows his opponent's not going to get a third. He needs to, secure his and then not die.
You can't.
What's coming here?
You can't blame a guy for trying. You made the Banelings. What if? But now that the link speed is done for Aicy, his own Banelings are done. He's got a wall off and a spine. Like Aicy is just going to chill out and do like a sort of 1-1 roach timing, I think, himself.
Yeah, it does seem to be that way with the roach roaring about halfway done now. Baneling's just going to be defensive for the moment.
It's quite interesting from Aicy that he hasn't really taken his third base, whereas normally he would have taken his third base by now. He's the one in most of the ZVZs I've seen going for the more aggressive, going for the more eco builds.
Yeah.
In this game, he's the one who's sort of staying on 2 bases, just making a lot of roaches. I expect we'll see him take more gases and get the upgrade started soon so that he can hit a really nice timing.
Yeah, this seemed like an intentional choice, right? To not get that third and get the roach roaring early. It wasn't reactionary to the push that was coming.
Although, as I say that, I think he just wants to go now, so he's not going to bother. He's not going to bother with the 1-1. He's just going to go. He's just going to send his units right now. The Banelings will be nice little escorts for the roaches to make sure that they don't get surrounded by any lings, so they are able to do the damage without being in too much danger. But there is one stray Baneling from Jeddrix wandering around looking to get a little bit of damage done. But Aicy's just going to slowly make his way across the map. Only 3 roaches from him with this group, but so many Banelings here are going to make sure that he doesn't lose too many of these roaches. So nice play here from Aicy so far. He's got this nice little convoy of units going across, and I love escorting them with the Banelings.
Yeah, we're going to really get a chance here to see who's got the better Baneling micro. It's really going to be key in these engagements, making sure you don't use too many, making sure you don't lose them for free, making sure that you can kill as many lings as possible with your Banes. The roaches are going to be a real problem.
Yeah, now this is really awkward for Jeddrix, because what he wants to do is just make a whole bunch of lings and overwhelm this, but he actually can't because there's so many Banelings, and now the roaches have broken through. There's just not much left. There's still tons of Banelings left for Aicy, and he doesn't even need upgrades with this. He's just going to bully him out with the roaches.
Yeah, there were some really sweet Baneling hits in there that just absolutely decimated Jeddrix's ling supply. All the lings disappeared at once, and the roaches were completely untouched.
It's so difficult when you're trying to macro, when you're trying to multitask, when you're trying to do all these things, to not one time just accidentally A-move your lings into a big ball of Banelings, and then it literally, just like that, the game is over. So
I think it was literally only like two Banes that killed pretty much every ling he had at that point as that push was rolling up on his natural.
such an explosive unit, and it's going to bring Aicy into the 2-0. So series not over just yet, but some pretty exciting games so far. I will say, of all the mirror matchups, you get different things from all of them, but from ZVZ you get excitement.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, who doesn't like giant green explosions? Which you usually tend to get. So I'm going to get the players back in the game. The third map will be Curious Minds, where Aicy's going to be looking to close out this 3-0 sweep and make himself the real favorite in the grand final of Code A.
Yeah, it won't be too much of a surprise, but you know what? I don't want to count out Jeddrix just yet. This man, you know, he's backed into a corner. Maybe he gets the teeth out. Maybe he claws his way back in. So let's find out what he has. His tournament life is on. Wait, is his tournament life on the line, or is this the?
No,
will he
they're
go
upper.
down? So he's not actually in. Okay, so
he's
he
not
actually
in any danger yet.
He could potentially claw his way back through, but his upper bracket life is on the line.
Yeah,
for now.
this could be the rematch for the grand final. Of course, the grand finalist coming from the upper bracket gets that 1-0 lead in the series. Both the players are ready. Let's jump into Curious Minds and see if Jeddrix can push us to game 4.
Sounds like a plan.
A plan indeed. We've not seen too many ZVZs? How many have we had?
The only one I casted was Frog's Aicy.
That might be the only one that's been on stream. I'm not too sure. I missed a few games yesterday. It's been a busy, busy LAN.
It has been. And it's luckily there's so many people from the SC2 community in the UK that are helping out.
Yeah,
They're
for sure.
jumping in and casting.
Shoutouts to EXO, shoutouts to Bramaria today, and we're in the map. I would do more shoutouts, but we probably should introduce the players first. Would you like to take it away, Dane?
Sure. In the top left-hand corner, fighting for his upper bracket life, he is the fearsome Jeddrix. And his opponent, feeling pretty cocky with a 2-0 lead in this best of 5, he is Aicy. Aicy. What a Code A beast he is.
He is. He's on the. I don't think anyone's ever won back-to-back Code A's. This could be a first.
No, we're gonna have to create a new trophy called the AC Trophy.
Why don't we just rename it Code AC?
Code AC. How long have you been sitting on that?
The last 3 seconds.
Right.
just one of those off-the-dome things. Early pull for Jeddrix. I think it was a 12 pull.
And it's not going to be the pull first from AC. So actually, Jeddrix is going to have
this is a
mirror.
Good news.
Yeah, it's a mirror of what we saw in Game 1, right? Except for it's flipped. It's AC is going to be the one defending. And so now we'll see what AC thinks the correct response is to this. And I think it's not too controversial. To me, it's really interesting what's the follow-up based on that minute interaction of how many drones you pull, how many drones you kill, how many lings you kill. Then you have to make a follow-up call about, like, okay, do I want to go for more aggression? Do I want a macro out of this? Is he going to have faster speed? Do I need to be defensive, etc.? So it's like so many nuances in this matchup and so many razor-thin margins. And it looks like Jeddrix is going to do the economic version of this. He's not going to bother getting his gas straight away. He's going to pop his own down. He just wants to do a little bit of economic harassment early on in the game, and we'll have to see how AC decides. I believe AC will have spotted those links crossing the map with that Overlord, as is tradition, but he's going to pop in just to make sure that he can confirm the existence of that natural expansion.
Yeah, so I think it's a total of 12 lings he's built, I want to say. Yeah, 2 more on the way. It'll bring us up to 12, and then he's stopped there, going to go back to droning, get his queens up, get that second sorted out, and yeah, it's exactly what we saw before. We see a similar number of drones being brought over. In fact, I think they were just transferring to start mining. I don't think they were here to attack, but now that's going to be their job. They've got to defend their home.
Oh, and you see the mineral pathing from AC, making sure all those drones stack up. He's actually really nicely controlling these, and he's going to be able to trap a couple of those lings. The hatchery is taking lots of damage. AC is going for the kill, but really nice micro from Jeddrix. He's stutter-stepping his lings around the hatchery to make sure that he can do as much damage as possible, but in the end, AC will stabilize.
And the poor little Hoover bot does get destroyed by accident. I think a misclick there does kill it in the end.
It's just a moral victory there to kill. Wait, was it AC who killed it? Or?
Yeah, it was AC. AC was so like, I've got so much APM. I'm just gonna kill this.
It's like AC when he starts attacking. He's like a dog with rabies. He doesn't know what he's attacking. He's just anything that you put in front of him, he'll just chew up like a piranha.
Yeah. Maybe if there's an engagement in the main later, we'll see this one go down as well. But for now, the lings have been deflected. They're gonna try and get back in. I really want to see him just go for it and gun that down. If he gets the full surround on it, I feel like he could get it. But
it's so tedious, though. I mean, yes, AC has fewer lings than him, but he doesn't have ling speed or anything like that, so he can't abuse the mobility. And every second he spends now that the queen's out, he's going to be taking chip damage. So I think that hatchery is going to survive for the time being. But really nice from AC here, getting in a full scout of the main base, of Jeddrix, he's going to confirm that there is no
Sees the
gas
gas,
yet.
yeah,
He
sees the
knows there's
gas,
no
that's
gas,
the
so he could be as
important
abusive as he wants, knowing that there's no link speed, there's no roaches. It's just going to be a 2-base drone up from Jeddrix for the time being.
Yep, the Roach Run going down. He's walling off. He's scared of the counter-attack, and he's right to be. There's 12 lings on the way.
Yeah, so Aicy is going to attempt to be very aggressive here, realizing how defensive Jeddrix is, but it really depends on how he decides to go about it. Now, I love that he has this Baneling sitting in the main base. He could choose to use that for lots of different things. He could decide to go for a later scout to see if there's a Spire. He could turn it into a Baneling and go and pop some drones. There's a lot of options, so it's kind of like sneaking a pylon. Not as strong, but it's kind of cool. You don't want to see these overlords go down to these queens, but unfortunately, I think
That one's
Jeddrix,
gonna,
not long for this world, and actually,
even brings
he's
the second queen over.
not even going to get much of a scout. The one thing that is nice for that is, I mean, not that you'd ever want to pay that price, but Jeddrix is going to get vision of the third base from Aicy, so he's going to feel relatively confident that he's not getting some sort of really massive 2-base all-in, but he's wrong.
Here come the Lingy boys, moving across the map. We'll see if that Baneling in the main ever gets morphed.
Yeah,
Being
this
really
is
sneaky.
just going to be a full-on Baneling bust from Jeddrix here, or from Aicy.
It's going to be tough to hold. The wall isn't even a full wall. There's actually a gap on the right. If AC realizes that, he can just wander straight into the base.
So now
there
Aicy's
it goes.
actually snuck his way in. This feels very Protoss, man. The Banelings aren't even there, and Jeddrix is
the
just
smiley
going to get
face in the chat.
the
He
old
realized it.
smiley. The old, oh, I'm sad.
And there's the
Smiley
GG.
face.
Good luck in final. Well, there's still a chance, Jeddrix. You can still come back from the lower bracket and meet AC again for the rematch and hopefully put up a more of a fight in that grand final.
Yeah, it's a volatile matchup. I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of. You know, you wouldn't, if I were to have guessed, I wouldn't have known that could be any level of ZVZ as far as I could tell. You know, anything could
I think
happen.
that's a comment more on us than the quality of the gameplay.
Absolutely, it's always us, but
It's always our fault. But the good news is we're going to be back shortly with more StarCraft. Obviously, we had a brief detour into Code A, but we're going to be jumping back to Code S, bringing you hopefully, was it the lower consolidation next, or was it the upper final? Have we had the upper final yet? Let's have a look
I
at
don't
the
think
schedule.
we've had the upper final.
I think it might be the upper final, you know? Yes, it is. We wanted to give the players a break. So in Code S, we had, Figaro took down Zane in a really long 3-2 series, and is going to be facing up against Razorblader again. Raza, sorry, new name. Gotta remember it.
New name, new me.
And yeah, I think Raza's going to be out for blood. Raza got taken down by Figaro in the group stage. He doesn't want to let that happen again. He wants to get that extra game in the upper bracket. He doesn't want to have to drop down and play more games today than he has to. So yeah, it'll be a really spicy match between Figaro and Raza up next on this stream.
And, you know, I was talking to Raza, and he feels confident. Even though he lost yesterday to Figaro, he feels like because he had that opportunity, he is aware of how Figaro's playing at the moment. And
wasn't it a 2-0 as well?
Yeah, it wasn't great. And I think this is sort of typical Raza, right? Where day one, maybe a little bit of uncertainty about what his opponents are going to do. Maybe underestimates. I'm not really sure why day one Raza is like the little Doge, and day two Raza is like a massive beast, a massive monster wolf.
He just needs to level up.
Yeah, he's just got to evolve to his next form. So yeah, it should be a much closer series than we saw yesterday, and I'm really looking forward to it. So we will be live with Raza versus Figaro, the rematch.
And if Figaro wins
right
here, which might happen, we're going to see potentially both the Sekkers in the lower bracket having to kill each other to get to the final.
It's brother against brother, all out for blood. I can't wait.
I can't wait until we'll see you guys shortly in a bit.